Hi, everybody. This is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. And what you can see on the screen are these figures, these characters climbing up this hill, getting pushed down, climbing up again. This is a brand new deflationary NFT project. And I'm going to be speaking to the developer to find out all about it, because you know NFTs are the rage right now.
CyberSec, a handy solution by NordVPN that saves you not only from ads, but from cyber threats as well. CyberSec also protects you from phishing scams and prevents you from entering malicious websites. NordVPN, online security starts with a click.
This is my BitTube channel. Please come and subscribe to me on BitTube, censorship-resistant platform. You can also find me on Odyssey, Library, and BitTube. Follow me on Twitter, CryptoRichYT, and join my official Telegram announcements channel. All the links in the description below. Hey, Eddie, thank you so much for making yourself available.
Hey, glad to be here.
Thank you so much. And you are one of the team involved with Koth.finance, Koth.finance. I'll have the links to this in the description below. And we're going to be finding out what is Koth.finance and how is this a deflationary NFT token and how does it work. But first, can I just start with a little bit about yourself and what you do with Koth.finance?
Sure. So as you said, my name's Ed, or Eddie. Wizard Dow King in Telegram. I'm the project lead for King of the Hill. Also one of the developers, do some back end work on my end. Been in the crypto space since the day that you could mine Bitcoin on a laptop. So I've been around for a long time. Always been a dream of mine to run my own project. And so, what a great year as, we're starting to get the tip of the iceberg as far as mass adoption is starting to come in, so to speak, to start a new project, especially on the Finance Smart Chain. So very interesting times, and glad to be here and running the project.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much. And one of the things I want to address straight away, right, is that you are anonymous, and I understand that the team are anonymous. Are there any particular reasons for this?
The main reasons would be just crypto regulations. The team is spread out across the entire globe. So, we have three other teammates besides me that, we're in different countries. Regulations are different in every country. So, until things change, that this is the way that things have to be. But, hopefully in the future, we are looking at options to bring a few of the teammates public, but it's not going to be anytime in the near future.
Okay. But Eddie, there are many cryptocurrency projects which have teams, from countries all over the world, and they're not anonymous. What is it? Why have you guys chosen to remain anonymous?
So it basically comes down to a few of the countries. Now, keep in mind, we are anonymous. You can probably hear from my voice and possibly know what country that I am from. But there is a few countries that the team is a part of where regulation is very scrutinized. So, in those particular countries, you can't be a part of running a crypto project.
Right.
So, this is really to protect them. Now, keep in mind, these developers that we have in our team are some of the best in the world, in my opinion. They've worked on projects such as Matic, Zero Utility, and a few other big names that I don't want to mention because I don't want to give their identity away. But at least to say, we have some excellent developers, and glad to have them on our team.
Okay. Well, then the concern that many people may have, and certainly I have, is that how do I know that you're not going to run off with all the crypto because you're anonymous? That
Sure.
This is going to be some sort of rug pull.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely understood. Like I said, I've been in the space for a long time, so
You've seen a lot of stuff, right?
Right. We understand completely that. So we did a few. We've taken the measures that we can do to bring as much trust as we can to our community and potential investors. So we locked our liquidity. That's a big deal. We can't go in and just remove the liquidity under everybody off of pancakes. We did do a KYC. So what that means is that we did a know your customer with our venture capitalists that invested into Koth before we actually launched the project.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of not necessarily 100% anonymous, pseudo anonymous, so to speak. The reason we did that is because they invested a lot of money into the project for us to meet goals. And with our contract, if we don't meet those goals, they can ask for funds back. So we don't want to be in that predicament where we're having to give funds back to them, of course, because we need the money to pay our developers to keep everything rolling. So that kind of helps us out a little bit. Another thing that we did is we endorsed ourselves with BSC starters. So they are a big launch pad now. They're a decentralized launch pad, probably my favorite on the Binance Smart Chain. And they sponsored us, and that also required a KYC with them. And their team they're about, I think they're 50% anonymous, 50% public. So as far as like things that we can do to help with that issue, we have done. You also have to keep in mind some of the biggest projects in the world that that are scattered throughout the globe. A lot of those teams are anonymous too. So it's not necessarily just a bad thing as long as we cover our tracks to let people know that we're here for the right reasons and we do things on blockchain that you could go visualize yourself on BSC scan. You can go check and see if our liquidity is locked. All that stuff is available for anyone to go look at. So we can't just hide stuff, in there. We also did a smart contract audit on our slaughter, and we can get into that more, through the interview. But audit came back through. It's public. Anyone can go look at it. It just pretty much states that we can't just go in and take tokens away from people's wallets or anything like that. So we have done the measures that we can do to make as much trust as possible.
Right. Okay. Well, listen, thank you so much for saying that. And one thing I would say to anybody who's watching is whether a project is anonymous or not anonymous is no guarantee. Because, there have been projects where the team have been, fully open and stuff, and they're still, those projects haven't worked out for whatever reason. So people just need to be careful and responsible either way and not put in more than they can afford to lose. Okay. I have seen here the audit. I've got it up. King of the Hill Koth audit report.
Sure.
So who did this audit?
So this is another anonymous team. So that just kind of shows you how crypto works. But there's Solidity.finance. They've done a ton of audits. If you go check them out, they've done audits on hundreds of projects. So their name is good. Although there has been some issues, and it happens with any auditing firm where the team that created the smart contract, they still are able to do some sort of rug. So even an audit doesn't necessarily mean that you're 100% safe in this space, but it does give you a little more strength as far as trust goes when you do have an audit done. Now, as far as like future audits go, we have multiple smart contracts that we're going to have come out. We're going to have our NFT staking. We have our NFT claim smart contracts. We're also launching a game later on down the road. So every smart contract that we do have created, we will have audited. We probably won't use Solidity.finance. We are looking at some other auditing firms. But this is who audited our slaughter contract.
Okay. All right. Listen, thank you for that. And then, people can check that out for themselves as well. So, Eddie, what is Koth.finance and what is King of the Hill and the Koth token? And what are these characters? I mean, that's the most important thing. What are these characters running up this hill getting pushed over for?
Sure. So, as the name shows, it's King of the Hill. And what we've created is a deflationary NFT staking token built on Binance Smart Chain. So what that means is that as transactions are done, buying and selling, staking, unstaking, trading for NFTs, a percentage of Koth token is burned. It's a 3% burn, and it happens on every transaction.
Okay. And are those the Koth tokens? They're not NFTs themselves, right?
No, sir. So it's just it's a token built on the Binance Smart Chain. Mm-hmm. Now we also have something that's called the slaughter button. So this is what makes our deflationary token different from every other deflationary token. Because if you go look at it on the market right now, on almost every chain, there's tons of different deflationary tokens, and all they do is they burn the transaction. Some of them from the burn, it'll go to a treasury, or it'll feed some of the burn to other holders. So with ours, when it burns, it just goes to a burn address. But if the slaughter button is called, this is where it kind of changes the game up a little bit. So what the slaughter is it's a random event that can happen every 30 days. So for example, if slaughter was open today and it was called, it will attack the bottom 50% of wallets. It removes 6% out of each individual wallet from the bottom 50%. Okay.
Mhm.
Out of that 6% total, 3% goes to a burn address, 3% is transferred to the top 50% of wallets evenly. So you may ask yourself, why would anybody want to get involved with a project if you're a smaller holder, right?
Yeah.
Now, where this comes into play is through staking. So if you are staking in any smart contract that we have available, you're shielded from the slaughter. So if slaughter is called and you're in a NFT staking or staking contract, you're shielded from it and you do not get attacked. So that's kind of where the gamified structure of our token comes into play. And I can get more into the NFT staking as we move into the interview, but it ties into the actual slaughter button.
Okay. All right. Well, I can see the value of that because I think there's certain tokens that are stakeable, but I'm not staking them. So if I did that with Koth token and I was in the bottom 50% of token holders, then I would lose, perhaps every 30 days when the slaughter function is called, I would lose 6% of my holdings.
Exactly. Yeah. If you had 100 tokens, you'd lose 6 right off the bat.
Right.
Now, keep in mind that it is deflationary. So although you do lose 6 tokens or 6% out of whatever you're holding, as those tokens are moved, there's a 3% burn happening. So if you go do the math, it's really close to even through deflation and through the actual slaughter function that's called. You're not really losing even if you're not staking. So you're not getting just burned like crazy, but we're trying to keep the theme King of the Hill, the King of the Hill theme, the top of the hill is who wins. If you're at the very top of the hill, you're going to gain the most value. You're holding the most tokens, and so we're going to feed the top to go with the theme of King of the Hill. And if you see on on our front page, it tells you how many Koth tokens are remaining. So right now we're just under 930,000 tokens. We started with 1 million. And the project's a month old. So we've already burned, a good amount of the supply. By the end of this year, we could be down to 500,000, maybe even more. It's really going to depend on the activity in the token. But as you can see, the decimals on the token go out 18 places. So eventually, there's only going to be one Koth token. One person is going to have a Koth token. Everybody else is going to have little fractional reserves of the Koth token. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, through the long term.
Yeah. I mean, what will happen then? Because if you don't, for example, if there was only ever one Bitcoin that one person held, that Bitcoin wouldn't have any value.
Right. So you got to keep in mind, with Bitcoin, it's fractional. It has the Satoshis that go out, right? Mm-hmm. So there's as time goes on, you're still going to have Koth token, right? Because you'll own 0.0001, or depending on where you on the holder list, you're still going to have Koth token, but eventually there's only going to be one Koth token. And that it depends on what they do with that Koth token. It'd be like with Bitcoin. If somebody was just holding one Bitcoin, like they only hold one, because theoretically through time, who knows what's going to happen with Bitcoin, right? But it could fractionalize because of Satoshis, and if everybody in the world wanted to own some Bitcoin, it would have to fractionalize below, the number one.
Sure.
Otherwise, you know what I mean? So it's kind of the same concept there.
Okay. Now, could you have a situation where everybody's staking? They've got all their Koth tokens locked into a staking contract, then how would the burn happen?
You could. So, if everybody was staking, the only time burns would happen would be coming in and out of the smart contract. the slaughter button wouldn't attack anybody. So if everybody went to staking, there'd be no slaughter. The function would still be called. Like if somebody went to the website and clicked on the slaughter button, they're still going to pay the gas fees and BNB to call the slaughter, but it's actually not going to do anything. But if you're in the smart contract staking, coming in and out of those smart contracts, it will do a little burn.
Right. Okay. And are there fixed periods that people got to stake for, or can it be at any time? Is there a bonding period?
So right now, we have two different staking contracts. Initially, we were just going to run one, and that was called VIP staking. That was for anyone that was that participated in the IDO. And we kind of had to deviate from that plan. So, everything in crypto is not, firm. Sometimes you have to make changes. And so we have two different staking contracts right now. They're both, one of them is completely filled up, which is the VIP staking. And then we have another one with another project called Rocket Bunny. They built it out for us just kind of on the fly because we needed one for people to build a stake in case of the slaughter. And that was just something we did because of the community. We had some holders that were worried about the slaughter button. They didn't want to be slaughtered. And so we wanted to offer another staking option. As far as the future of staking goes, so here very soon, I don't want to give any dates, but here very soon, we're going to be launching our NFT staking. And so what's going to be really cool about this feature is that it's going to allow anybody to come in and stake their Koth tokens. You will be shielded from slaughter while staking. And this is where more of the gamified structure of the token comes in because you'll earn NFT shields. So you're shielded from slaughter and you begin to earn these NFT loyalty shields that you can keep for yourself just to show off, sell them in the marketplace. We haven't chosen a marketplace yet. We will very soon be doing that, but you can sell them or you can trade them in for rare treasure chests. So what the treasure chests are there NFT style loot box chests that users can trade a shield in for. So, like, for example, at the end of July, now this date isn't confirmed, but let's just say at the end of July, you have been staking your Koth token and you have accumulated 3 NFT loyalty shields. You can trade those shields in for an NFT treasure chest. Inside of the chest will be Koth tokens from other projects that we're collaborating with, and then NFTs from other artists that are in the space. So it's a unique feature that we're going to have that no other project that I can think of has, and we hope that our community will really like that.
Wow. Okay. And the treasure chest, people won't know what's inside them, right? It'll be a surprise.
Right. So the contents are hidden inside of it, and the way that the coding is done, it doesn't allow someone to just go look on the chain to see what's inside. When you open the treasure chest, though, it burns the NFT. So when you have the initial animation of the treasure chest, you have the option to open it up. If you open it, it'll send the NFT to a burn address, and then the contents of inside are moved to your wallet.
Right. Okay. Now, I was going to ask you, what is the point of this? But I think I know what the answer is.
What is the point of the NFT staking?
No, the whole thing, the whole project, like the Koth token and the NFT and the staking and the burn and everything, right? So, I forgive me, Eddie, I'm a bit old school. I'm used to tokens that have like real, actual utility. Like it'll earn me money, that crypto that I can then exchange for something, or it'll allow for private transactions, or it'll pay me dividends depending upon how much green energy I use, that kind of stuff, right? Or I can lock my Bitcoin here and I'll get paid interest because that gets loaned out to somebody else who trades with it, right? But what I'm getting from listening to you in this is the point of this is that this is a game. And the point of a game is in the playing.
Right.
Is that right?
It is, so to speak. So, the way that I see it, if you go look at, if we were to look at another project, right, and say it's a yield farming project, and maybe it's on PancakeSwap and you're farming, cake to earn more cake. It's all still in crypto, right? So this is a similar concept, just built differently. It is built as a game, but it's just a way to take a crypto experience and maybe have some fun with it. Like with everything else in crypto, usually it's just sitting in your wallet. You're checking the prices on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap every once in a while, or you're going to the DApp to see how much you've yield farmed that day. That's all fine and dandy, and you can make great money doing it. But why not take a little bit of that experience and put it into a game? I mean, the whole idea with crypto, especially for me, is that anything can be built on blockchain. It's getting to the point now that we're having AI. We're having actual game, like real games. I don't know if you've heard of the new game Myst that's coming out, built on Binance Smart Chain. So the idea of take anything that you can imagine and put it on blockchain, and that's what we did. Now with the farming, you are earning Koth tokens, like in the treasure chest. You're also earning tokens from other projects. So there will be value in playing the game. If you open the chest up, or if you don't want to open the chest up, you might be able to sell the NFT treasure chest for more than the contents that are inside to somebody that wants to speculate on what might be in their treasure chest. So, although that it is a game, it still has some of the same ideas that are behind other projects such as yield farming, stake, and having value. But it is built as a game.
Right. I think you said something there really useful, which is, I hold cryptocurrency in order to make money. And I think that's the main reason why people get in order to make money. For me, being a social worker, there's no pension or anything for me, right? So this is how I get to safeguard my financial future for me and my family. And it is, I hold the coins or the tokens in a wallet and they do nothing. But this way, what I'm getting is I can make money because I'll be earning Koth tokens, which will be increasing in value over time. And I get to play a game in the same in that process as well.
Exactly. So everyone has to keep in mind with crypto, it is all speculative.
Yep.
It's also a big experiment. Okay, I think just here recently, Bitcoin has just gotten recognition that it's technology that's here to stay.
Yeah.
So everything else that's sitting behind it is still coming up to that mark. So what people have to keep in mind, with all cryptocurrency, is that you're buying and you're speculating. Will the price go up? Will it go down? Will the team meet their goals? And from my end and from my experience of being involved with tons of other crypto projects, from investing to helping work with them to help market them, is that all you can do is make sure that the project that you're a part of is going to meet the goals that they have set out on their roadmap. And we're actually ahead of schedule right now to get the products that we have coming out of our project out. And as long as we meet those goals, I hate commenting on price, like I said earlier, but price should go up, right? Because we're reaching our goals, and speculators will want to invest into the project. And I know that's how it works from my end. I'm sure that's how it works on your end. When you're going to look at it in any project in the crypto space, you just want to make sure that they're reaching their goals. Well, first thing is you want to know what the project does before you throw money at it.
Yeah.
And I think in a lot of sense, especially with our project, is a lot of people speculated buying into it and they had no clue what they even bought into, which is obviously common in the crypto space. But having interviews like this is helpful to actually learn what you did invest into.
Yes. No, I'm guilty of that. I was like, okay, I'll have a little punt, no more than I can afford to lose, and see how it works out. And I've won, and I've also lost with some of those punts. Right, I get it. Okay, yeah. Now let's go back to the NFTs. So where do the NFTs come from? Are they part of the game, or can I bring in NFTs from elsewhere?
Awesome. So as far as the NFTs go, we're going to have different sectors or areas of how the NFTs work, where you get them. But what we're releasing here very soon is our tiers and status. And how this will work is it's going to be based off how many Koth tokens you're holding, or if you're in a certain ranking. So for example, if, let's just kind of go down here to the bottom. Say you're holding 100 Koth tokens, you'll be able to click onto this NFT here, and you'll be able to claim it. So if you have 100 Koth tokens, you can click and claim, and you'll own that NFT now. It can only be done once per wallet. And a question might be, well, what's going to keep someone from creating multiple wallets and moving Koth around? Nothing. I mean, there's nothing we could stop someone to do that. Hopefully, they're not going to do that and want to waste the gas, doing something like that. But they'll be able to click on the NFT. They'll be able to claim. So as you move up in ranks, depending on how many Koth tokens you're holding, say you're in the top 10 holder, you'll be able to click this and claim this NFT. So they should become pretty rare, over time. We're not going to keep it live forever as far as doing these claims, and we do plan on switching them out with some different animations through time to make these like first generation NFTs that you're able to claim, like the first 6 months of the project, maybe the first year, maybe sooner. But this will be the first grouping of NFTs that you'll be able to hold to be a part of Koth. Now, what's interesting about our NFTs as well is that later on in Q3, going into Q4, we're releasing something that's really cool called Clash of Koth. And we're working on having all of our NFTs function together to work in this game. I can't really go into a whole lot about what Clash of Koth is going to be, mainly because development is so early. But keep in mind, these will all be a part of the game. Now, if we go over to shield staking, this is not live yet. So this is going live anytime in Q2. So, we like to give ourselves a window of time to be able to get everything out. Obviously, as we're getting smart contracts launched, we've got to get them audited, as well as we have to make sure that they're fully tested, especially from our end before we launch anything like that. But with shield staking, you'll earn NFT shields. So the shields, we flashed those animations before. We really don't want to give the animations out because just by having this page out here, some people have already copycatted our work and put them on marketplaces. So as far as the shields go, I don't want to release those, but those will be what you earn to trade in for the treasure chest. Okay. So not only will we have an area where you can come in and you can earn NFTs to show, your ranking that you can hold for later on in the game, which from my end, I can't tell you to hold them, but I would if you want to use them in the game, as well as the shields. We're also going to have NFT swords, buildings. I mean, the list goes on. I don't know if you've ever played Clash of Clans, but it's a little animated game that you play on your phone. We're kind of taking a similar concept and putting it on blockchain.
Right. No, I haven't. My son has, and my wife has. I got it.
It's an addicting game.
It is addictive. I mean, I've seen their addiction next to me. I'm not feeling prey myself. Okay, there's something else that occurred to me that apart from people who I enjoy playing these sorts of games, there's also the element where people could, like you said earlier, speculate on the value of the Koth token, but then they can also speculate on the value of the Koth token to exchange later on into another cryptocurrency. So, for example, I could play this with a view to getting really, really good so that I can then take my Koth tokens, now they've increased in value because my speculation worked out correctly, and then I can exchange it on PancakeSwap for some other Binance Smart Chain token or coin or something, maybe for Binance coins themselves. That's also possible, right?
Right. So we are on PancakeSwap, which is a decentralized exchange. So at any point of time, you can go on to PancakeSwap and trade your Koth token for BNB, Cake, any token that's on there that you would like to do. But like you were saying, as far as like speculated on the tokens, you could speculate on the NFTs. The NFT market is growing. Mm-hmm. Some would say we're in a bubble. I could agree or disagree, but the point is that the narrative in crypto right now is farming and NFTs, and there's no way there's that's the thing that is everyone's looking at. And we looked at wanting to incorporate both ideas into our project, and that's what we did. So we're having farmings, we have NFTs, and we're also turning it into a game. So as long as we put out the products that we know that we can put out, and we do it on time, we could see a lot of success here. And we hope to do so. We've worked really hard on this. This is not something, I don't know if you've ever ran a crypto project, but these things, this pretty much turns into a full-time job.
Oh yeah, I
all
did
you can do.
to that. it's actually more than full time.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, just getting it up and going was, nonstop,
Yeah.
24/7. So
And then from what I've seen is it doesn't stop because blockchain goes on forever, 24/7, right? So if
exactly.
I don't know if you got a partner or kids or whatever, but they're orphans and widows now.
Right.
Okay. All right. And then is there a reason that you did this on Binance Smart Chain? I mean, didn't you want the high gas fees and the slow transaction times of Ethereum?
Well, it's interesting is we originally did launch this on Ethereum, so we actually have we're also built on ETH. Um, the problem with it, obviously, as you said, is the high gas fees. So, for example, just to call slaughter on Ethereum on a cheap day was $1,200. So, as the gas fees go up and congestion gets worse, you're looking at 2,500, to maybe even five figures just to call slaughter. So that was the main reason we moved over to Binance Smart Chain, is to have the reduced gas fees. It just doesn't make sense with how our project is built to be on Ethereum at the moment. Now we are built on Ethereum, so we can bridge information over to the Ethereum chain, no issues. So, down the line, as ETH 2.0 progresses, we may bridge, a lot of stuff over, including like the war zone, our NFTs, shield staking. We already have the slaughter button over there, but it's not something that we wouldn't do. So, but for now, BNB is 100% the area to be on.
Right. And how much is the slaughter gas fees on the Binance Smart Chain, just for comparison?
I think when they did, I didn't call it last time, but I think it was like 25 cents.
So 25 cents or $1,200. Difficult.
Exactly.
You must have really pondered over that one for a long time.
Definitely.
Okay, so look, what have you got coming up imminently? You say that you fulfilled a lot on the roadmap, but what is on the roadmap?
Okay, so as far as the roadmap goes, in the short to near term is we want to have our tiers and status page up. We're looking at the 19th to have that loaded, where our holders can come in. They can come in and they can claim the NFTs based on where they are in ranking. We actually just got out our Warzone page. So what's really cool about this is holders can come to it and they can put in their address. It'll show where they are ranked in the Koth Kingdom, and then as well as it'll show what area that they could be looking at as far as being a champion or a peasant. So you can kind of see right now if you're holding anything higher than 15 Koth tokens, you're a champion. So it just kind of gives you an idea where you're at. As far as the shield staking, that's the main goal. So we need the NFT shield staking to come out. That's going to come out anytime in Q2. Like I said, I mean, I hate giving dates just because that if we can't meet the deadline, then we're having to delay it, and that really hurts crypto projects.
Yeah.
So we give everything a window of time, and we're doing it quarterly. I think that's the best way because, like I said, we got to have everything audited, just so that we keep our community trusting us, as well as we want to protect the community and ourselves from any potential harm. So we will have the NFT shield staking smart contract audited before we put it out to the public. We're going to test it, but that's going to be the next goal. Now, as far as long-term goals go, it's going to be able to take all of the products that we currently have and are coming out and pull them all together into the Clash of Koth. So we want to take, our tiers and status NFTs. We want to take, the war zone and the shield staking and turn it into where, you can earn swords, you can earn buildings, and whatnot, and turn that into, our Clash of Koth game. So that's the long-term goal that we have is, the vision from the get-go was to have Clash of Koth or a Clash of Clans copy, so to speak, on the blockchain. So that's the long-term goal. But it is a ton of development, ton of smart contracts. We're gonna have to have them all audited, but we can do it. As you can see, we've got a lot done so far. So we're getting there, but that's the long-term goal.
Okay, and how has the project grown in the previous month? So how has the project grown in the last month, in terms of user numbers and interest from people?
So we're slowly but steadily growing. So I think the main deal that kind of hurt us is that we actually launched our project during the pancake swap hack. So I don't know if you remember that, but there was a DDoS attack. And what do you know? As soon as we're finishing our initial DEX offering, they're getting hacked. So what that did is it's slow. That area on the chain has not synced up yet.
Right.
So we can't get listed on, like, for example, CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap until the chain is caught up and we can find our pair on the info section of PancakeSwap. So that's a big deal in crypto, is getting your information on a crypto database so that users can find your token. They can check the price of the token. So that has slowed our growth down. Believe me, we have wanted to be. We check every day. For myself, I'm checking hourly, just to see if our information has been synced up yet. But unfortunately, it hasn't as of yet. But as soon as it does, we get on CoinGecko, get on CMC, Blockfolio. Some of the top crypto databases. That's going to really help out. Grow our numbers.
Sure.
Because right now, we're limited to what we have in Telegram. We are working with the collective. They're doing great. As far as helping out with marketing, helping with Telegram, helping out with our socials, which are all huge in crypto. You have to run a good Twitter in crypto, or your project's probably not going to work out. So that's the goal, is to really grow us. Is to, once we're on CoinGecko and CMC, I feel like our numbers are going to 3x.
Sure, and of course, this is a young project. Only a month old since you launched, so people are going to discover. It's going to take time to build and build and build and build.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
How long it's taking for Bitcoin to get from where it was to here?
Right.
I get it. Okay. Now, why should anybody participate in this project? Why should they buy COF tokens? And if you would just say it in a few words.
Yeah. So I would say that the main reason that I don't want to tell people why they should buy the project, but if I was from the outside looking in, I would buy into the project if the project is reaching their goals, if they're fulfilling the roadmap goals, if they're active, communicating on Telegram, on Twitter. Those are all good signs of a project that I would want to be involved with, and we are doing those things. So, I'd hope that, other individuals, investors, speculators will see that we are doing those things and would want to get involved.
Yeah, and I would add to that, this is not investment advice, what I'm about to say, right? But it is what people do. People move into cryptocurrency projects in order to, like you said, speculate and make a return on the money that they put in. So one thing that people can do is they can check this project out, go read the white paper. Do you have a white paper?
We do not have a white paper.
I won't say that bit then, Ian.
Yeah.
Just
I would say the best thing is to read our Medium and our Twitter.
Hold on a second, Eddie, because I got to cut it in, right?
Sure.
So if people are interested in this, what I would recommend is they check it out. Go check the Twitter. Go join the Telegram group. Go through the website. Have all your questions answered. And if you do want to get some COF tokens, then you can buy them off PancakeSwap. Is there anything else you want to let people know, Eddie, before we finish up?
I think we kind of covered everything about the project, but I would like to say that I hope people will see the interview and hope especially our current community check this out, and it kind of helps with any questions or fears they had about the growth that that we expect to do with the project, because we're here to stay. We're going to put out all of our products. We're going to continue to work on it throughout the year. And we look forward to making this a big success in crypto.
Great, Eddie. Listen, thank you so much. And for those of you that are already involved in this project, let me know in the comments below. Even if all you do is give me the ticker symbol for KOTH, because your comments and your likes do support my channel. And then if you're not already involved in this project, then do check it out. I'll have the links in the description below. And Eddie, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to me. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Eddie signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Take a look at this. Apollo, the most secure, simple, and easy to use crypto wallet. If you order now, you get 47% off. Use my affiliate link in the description below. They are doing a fundraiser on Kickstarter, and they were fully funded in 19 minutes. It uses the world's highest security certified chip, 100% offline, all the major cryptocurrencies, and over 200,000 tokens. Link in the description below.